Can you explain to me what the Voice of the Poor Foundation is?
Right. It was when I was lecturing. I was the Dean of the Faculty of Philosophy at Big Head Memorial Seminary, Enugu. That as I drove along the streets, I saw people there, many. It was after, well, some years after the Nigerian Civil War, Nigeria-Biafra War. I saw many wounded people, some with a limb off, some blind, with some basket or plate, beckoning on people to give them money, kind of charity. And I was saying, these people, they have no way to express in words what really they want. They are there at the mercy of the people. They haven't opportunity to showcase their needs in the TV, television, or radio, or even in the newspaper. They can't pay for half a page. So they are voiceless, though they have voice. So I said, I have to think along the lines of having a foundation that will take care of such people one way or the other. And as I reflected and prayed over it, one night, around 2 o'clock, I got up and started writing on my table few things. When I finished writing, I searched for what name would I give to these people. And the name Voice of the Poor came. So I said it would be Voice of the Poor Foundation. Right? That's how the whole thing came up. In other words, a foundation through which those who have voice but are voiceless, those who are really human beings but are living under subhuman conditions, through which they will be able to express their views, express their yearnings and aspirations, and be able to upgrade their lives or their standard of living. And it has been, that's how the name came. Aha.
So what has that allowed, what has that idea grown into now? What is the Voice of the Poor Foundation now?
As a matter of fact, it has grown with so many branches and is already fructifying, in the sense that when I began, it was a small project. I had no capital. I was teaching in the seminary, so not engaged in parish work. And therefore, nobody was contributing money for me to be able to at least answer to the needs of the poor people I see around me. That continued for some time until somebody called Mr. Hammond, Peter Hammond, from Britain, a retired director of British Airways, who came to Nigeria on visit. He came to collect pictures and things of that nature for a kind of magazine or newsletter called Missio, M-I-S-S-I-O, based in London, 28 Eccleston Street. When he came, I spoke with him on that. I said, I'm burning within me. There's something urging me, pushing me forward to find a way to assist poor people, no matter how infinitesimal my efforts may be, but let something happen. And we chatted over that severally. And finally I told him, look, I have written something in a skeletal form, and I would like him to have a look at it. And he took it from me, read through it, saw the pictures attached, and shouted. That was in my house at Enugu. That's the father's house. This is very good. You bring it over to Britain. I would like it to be registered as a charity organization. I didn't understand what he said because we don't have charity organizations here. But later I knew it was supposed to be NGO, non-governmental organization. So I took it to Britain in 1992, 93. And Peter, Mr. Hammond, took that document and went to the charity commissioners in Britain, and they passed it immediately. And so his Voice of the Poor Foundation, although originated in Nigeria, is now a charity organization in Britain. And from there, we started getting little funds, with which we were building stand posts for beggars, which means some places we saw beggars cluster. Then we build a hut with zinc on top of it, where they can be sheltered from the sun and from rain while they were begging. We took it further to people who had no homes, and we started constructing homes for poor people. Now we have over 35 houses built in different parts of Nigeria and the Cameroon. You will see it in Voice of the Poor Foundation, www.Voice of the Poor Foundation, and then if you click, you will get what I'm saying there. And also, we started programs of paying hospital bills for people. Over here, somebody would go to the hospital, would be cured, and then will not have money to go back to his or her home. If we get cases like that, we always, up till now, we just pay the hospital bill and the person will get back to the family. Also, young people, a young man has grown up, wants to get married, no money. So we will undertake to pay the dowry and prepare them assist them in the wedding. And then if you see the joy these people have at such moments, or we will finish the house and we hand over the key to the person. It's heaven on earth. They feel they're in heaven while still on earth. We also embarked on scholarship programs, and by now we have already sponsored, as at last 2 years, 786 students in different levels: primary, secondary, university, colleges of education, polytechnics. The records are there. You will see it in the calendar we produced. Their faces are there. They're not ghosts. They're human beings. So with all these, then also we began microcredit facilities, whereby small money would be given to local women, and they would trade with the money, return the capital as and when due, and continue to use the profit to sustain their families. That one worked wonders for so many families. We weren't working with heavy money. From that, I learned that with even little, you can achieve so much. These poor people you see around who are not able to get daily meal, a small push, a small assistance makes them start living human life and not animal or subhuman life. So that is that. All these were going almost contemporaneously at the same time, but in small scale. Then also, from the Voice of the Poor Foundation, we said we have to collect, assemble, disable people handicapped, physically challenged, the cripple, the blind, and so on. That's why we have in the Villa Misericordia Day, the villa where God's mercy is shown at Oga. 28 of them plus a blind man, and orphans. Orphans are many here in this compound. Most of the people you see here, a good number of them, they are really orphans. That's motherless, fatherless. And we feed them 3 times a day. We give them clothing. We give them scholarship. They study in our schools, no payment. They don't pay fees. And